Okay, here we are, guys. Today is February the 20th, and we now have we had to order an additional 132 yards of aggregate for the padding. Okay, that's another story. We're gonna have to talk about how we can start putting engineering our homes to go on top of columns, i.e. cement columns, because the amount of aggregate it's taking out of our land here in, I guess, around the world, but in Cayman, to create, as I mentioned before, we're going to create a padding. All right, so we had to get 6 loads originally, Cayman rock and shot rock. Then we got another 6 loads again to create a padding, right? So we did a septic, just to recap. And we got the septic tank done for 1,000-gallon cistern. So back on the aggregate again. So because this is rocky topography, all right, so we took us the they had a shortage of aggregate on island, right? So we were well, one of the, I think the equipment got broken, and now they're back up, and now they can supply us the island back with aggregate, right? Cayman rock, shot rock. So what we've done is, because they have said because the rock was so hard, it's best what you call create a padding. So we lined out our house where the house is going to go. All right, we lined up our house where it's going to all go, and we're creating Cayman rock, shot rock. Of course we demucked it, all the heavy so we took out all the top soil, all this nice soil here out of the soft areas because you want, like in any houses being built, you go down to hard bedrock, so your foundation is on a solid rock. All right, so rather than digging down a whole trench and creating a foundation, we did it the other way. We created a padding. We're creating a padding. So we've got probably a lot of aggregate, guys. A lot of aggregate here. Shot rock, Cayman rock to creating, and then of course the contractor has marked out where the house is going, and so we're going to create a padding about 1 foot tall. So it's going to go about 6 inches, 16 inches, okay? And then we get a roller to come in, and it's going to roll it down to about 12 inches high for the padding on which we're going to create our foundation. Yeah. So after we do that, then of course we do a trench. We're going to create a hole now in trench in the aggregate, put down our steel, pour it, so put down our footing, and then the plumber and the electrician comes in and do some of their stuff, and then we got to bring back more stuff to create the foundation then to about 3 block heights off of the road. Yeah, so it's a lot of aggregate, guys. How we're building houses here in Cayman, it really requires. But again, I do know it's another way we're thinking too. If you engineer it properly, the next house we will do where we get engineers to do it differently, where we're making it on pilings and cement columns instead of requiring, which a lot of houses do, a lot of this aggregate. Yeah, it's an expensive way to build our homes here. Yeah, so just want to show you. We're here on the 20th. So yesterday we finally, on the 19th, sorry, wrong, the 20th, we got some of our aggregate we needed. We need an additional 132 yards. And then today we got one more load coming, Cayman rock and shot rock, one more load. And then we're gonna go ahead. All right, so 2 days, but took us about 2 days to get the 6 loads here. I.e. 132 load yards, because trucks have different sizes. You can get a 22-yard truck, or you can get a 30-yard truck to bring it in, depends, right? So it's always good to do it by the yards. So the backhoes have to stop for a while, okay, over here. Otherwise he's gonna come and flatten this all out, these 6 loads. So it's gonna take about another take him about 2 hours to flatten this all out, right? and then a roller comes back in and then rolls it and compacts it good. And then of course then we get a compaction inspector to come in after we've spread it, after the roller has compacted it. We're still talking about the padding now, not just the foundation yet. The padding is on which the foundation can sit. Cool. So after we've rolled it and compacted it all nicely, and then usually what we do too, we usually run a few feet. For example, if the boundary line is stopping, I think you guys can see over there, we still run the padding to another few feet past where the boundary mark is going to be, so that when people are walking, they have space to walk, right? Yeah, they have space to walk, to work during the trench and to work at the foundation as we start that. But just wanted to show you guys that yeah, so spreading gonna take about 2 hours. Then we're gonna have a roller come in and compact it really good, spend about maybe 4 to 6 hours, compact it down nicely. Then we get the inspector to come in and inspect the compaction. And then of course the contractor for the foundation comes back in also with his transom and see how many inches that we're the correct amount of inches above the road level that we need to be. Cool. All right guys, that's an update on today's job. Cool.